Take care then, Tengen said, ruffling my hair. Yeah, you too, I nodded. Why is he so tense? And why did he smell like blood? Why are you working here? Not to be rude, but if this job is too much, you're free to leave it. Oh, we know that. We just don't feel comfortable with it. And we like it here. But there are laws that allow women to be something else if they so desire. You can be more than this. Mikoto, dear, you have to understand one thing. Not everyone wishes to spend their days clawing their way towards fame or money or power. I, for one, don't feel the need for it. That lifestyle you talk about, it's not for me. Who's there? You asked, not looking up from your book. Fair skin, hair like silk, pretty eyes and kind smile. A male voice said raspily. It was definitely a demon. Man, you're definite beauty. Maybe even more beautiful than my sister. You have a sister? Yeah, she's dumb and cries a lot. Man, the only good thing she has is her looks. You shouldn't talk about your sister that way. You say, sighing slightly and with dread. I, for one, would want my older brother to speak more about me like that. Even if she desires it? The demon asked, creeping closer towards me. I acted quick and scooted back. Stand back. If you touch me, I'll... The demon's hands were cut in a flash. He seemed surprised, yet didn't show it much. I warned you. I scoffed, covering my hands and holding his forearm. For he had his hands or wrists no more. All demons who touch me will suffer the same you just went through. You thought I feared you? You are. Hanua Yin, yes. I mumbled. I rolled my eyes with an exhaustion. Every demon I meet asks me the same thing. Isn't it obvious who I am? Run away, Yin! Tanjiro yelled at me before harshly slamming me against the ground by many soldiers and even followers. Damn it, get off me! Stay away from her, you maggots! Inosuke called, isolating the soldiers and followers. Inosuke, no! The redhead exclaimed. We can't! The sound of gunshots silenced everyone, followed by a thud. Hanua! Don't let them take me away! Hado! Hayo! Kayako wailed, squirming and trying to break free. His small hands reached towards me. His next words pained my heart in ways I never knew it could. Mom! My eyes widened as tears poured out. Soon I began to struggle more against the soldier's grip, and eventually freed myself. I sprinted as fast as I could. Kayaka! I sobbed, running now. Mom, save me! Kayaka kept crying. I sadly fell to the ground, for I didn't notice there was something obstructing my feet. The soldier soon caught up to me. No, don't take him! Leave him be, please! I plead, being shortly shoved into a car. Kayaka, don't leave me, Mom! Kayaka kept crying. Before I could break free from the guards again, I heard a familiar voice calling for me. It was my mother. Yin, she exclaimed, stepping out of the car and looking at me with a mix between worry, relief, and anger. My mother quickly walked towards me, not even caring about holding her tears back. Oh, my daughter, stay away from me! I spat, holding my wounded arm and backing away. I am not going back to that madhouse you dare call home. Just look at what these people have done to you, what they turned you into, she said. Your vocabulary is one of a commoner. Your behavior is one of a brute. For Buddha's sake, just look at you right now. Hey, you're now a prostitute? You should be ashamed of yourself. I kept silent, looking at the ground. Her words hurt me like no other. It pained me more than physical injury. It was this moment that made me realize that no matter how many enemies you fought, no matter how many obstacles you overcome, no matter how many horrors you face, there are things you simply cannot fight against. That there are things that can hold you still down. What have they done to you? My mother hissed with against in her tone, her voice breaking with each word. Where did my daughter go? That one that never stopped dreaming, the one that always juvenile and bright, the one who was, from the moment was born, the resentment and elegance and greatness of beauty. As I said 3 years ago, that daughter is long gone. I spat. You say that now, but something in yourself, your mind, perhaps, wants you to go back. She says calmly, I don't want to. You say deviously, what have they done to you? You were never like this. You have never disrespected me the way you were doing right now. Disrespected? I'd rather call it standing up for myself. Just look at all the trouble you have caused until now, Mother said, making me look at Tanjiro, who was being pinned down harshly against the ground. Zenitsu was knocked out unconventionally. Inosuke was, shot, but he'll be okay. Kayako was held by his arms by 2 guards. I looked away soon. You try to fit in a world where you know you don't belong, causing those around you to suffer for your consequences. That's not true, I declared. Then, what about that boy Rengoku? Mother kept talking in a nonchalant tone. Kayaka in that mountain, Tanjo and his family, the people in this place. I never told you the demon appeared. It's my job to kill demons anyway, I replied. My voice spoke lightly. All you want me to do is listen to others' lies while I'm sitting here, rotting away and seeing my life pass before me. You never wanted me to live my own life. I do, she snapped, her voice cracking due to a small, choked sob. I told the cult followers to cease the search for you 2 years ago. I paid for all the damage on both the train and the surviving passengers of the Demon Slayer obstacles could not go through harsh times. I even silenced and took care of those who knew you in the red light district. It's only about public image, Yin. It's about your safety. Tell me, dear. Mother looked at me sadly. Have you ever thought, at least once, that things could have been better if you were not around? I opened my mouth to answer, but I soon closed it again. Mother continued. You were not ready to venture beyond. You were just a witness and acknowledged that fact. Not only you gave false hope to these boys, but also to yourself. How could such a girl such as yourself, who had never contact with the outside world, survive, and even worse, give a basic necessity to a child? No words came out of your mouth. I started to shake, trying to deny her words, but it all pained me greatly. Enough about you. I recognized my own mistakes, and that led you to where you stand right now, Mother continued. I never saw you as my daughter, and I realized that. All I cared about was your divinity, but I never took your feelings and true necessities into consideration. All this neglect and lack of motherly figure or love led you to seek comfort in a child. Kayaka, remember these instructions, I whispered, trying to calm Kayaka down. As obedient as possible. Never answer a question unless asked to do so. Always agree. Never ask for things. And most importantly, don't you dare show any empathy. Please, I want to stay with you, Kayaka said between hiccups and sobs. The train rattled eerily against the metal railroad beneath its wheels. It was the only sound that was present. Passengers were nowhere to be seen, for we had an entire train aboard with both Mother and I. I stared out the window with a sad, cold expression. It was one of those faces you made after your favorite person tells you in a mean fashion, or when something you build with effort is easily brought down by the wind. You just can't go like this you used to. Mother was next to me, sitting straight and with her hands neatly placed on her lap. The silence finally disturbed her. She called me with a soft voice, although in her firm, final tone. Is something the matter? You are quiet. It's nothing. You know this is for the best for everyone. Look who it is. A male voice cheered sarcastically. Our runaway, Yin Hanuo. I ignored him and kept walking. He soon catched up to me. Ooh, she doesn't reply to a commoner like me. So scary. He shivered with a false manner. She's now a grown-up just because she became a demon slayer and ran away from home. Seeing that he's still being ignored, he pushed me aside and lifted his hand to me, ready to hit me. I didn't even express fear or anything of some sort. Not many things mattered to me at this point. Guards, I said, still no emotion. In no time, 4 men with black armor and swords held my brother by his arms. Still calling others for help, I see. He smirked, trying to keep his mean composure. Orders from the wise saint and future monarch of Edo. I did Mort Tensimo post as swordsman to a commoner that will work in his manner for the rest of his days. I kept walking. Doing this to your own brother? You have no power, fucking sicko. Your brother yelled as he was taken away. As far as I know, I have no brother. I took a glance at him, because I never asked for you to be born. It's good to have you home again, sweetheart, Mom said with a smile, humming sadly as she tossed away any Demon Slayer uniform and gave me a new, shiny silk and wondrous dress. Yeah, you hummed in a monotone voice. You're finally saving away from this? You know, she hummed aggressively. A Demon Slayer? You put yourself in such danger. I bought us 2 tickets for a movie in the cinema in Kyoto, Mom said with a smile. We can sneak in some comfort seat during the spectacular, if you'd like. And after the movie, some shopping and udon bowls from the food stand you like so much. Sure, I lightly smiled. Sweetie! A man hollered with an extremely annoying tone as he made his way towards my mother and me. You're finally home. Now, good to see you, my little wee baby daughter. Move aside, Mother ordered, not even fazed by him. Aw, don't be like that, my grumpy bear. The man turned to hug my mother, to which she pushed him away. I'm so confused. Once smiling, self turned into anger. What the fuck is wrong with you, woman? Can I hug you or what? You're my wife, so act like it. Kiss at once or leave your sight, Mother ordered, glaring at him. You came here for money, didn't you? You wasted all at the rundown dojo, and you still have no students? Just as I told you. And whose fault is it? I told you it was a bad idea. You even put Tatsuo against me. He doesn't learn shit. That dojo is on your name, and whatever you do doesn't concern me at all. I don't care about you. And everyone, even your own son, knows that you have no patience to teach. Stop victimizing yourself, you pathetic, idiotic, brainless man. He suddenly turned his head towards me. Why are you looking at me like that, huh? You disrespectful little shit. He held me by my hair. I lightly winced. I'm your father. I have authority here, obey me. Guards, seize this man. Mother commanded the soldiers, appearing, holding the man down. Aw, honey, don't be like that, he cooed. Can't you take a little joke, meanie? His entrance is forbidden from this place or anywhere else near us, Mother said. Let us depart, Ian. We have sweets to buy. Mother, I fidgeted. Yes. She smiled calmly. Is it really necessary for me and our family to marry Sir Doma? I asked. Of course it is, she replied most instantly. Your marriage will lead to a bigger cult. Not only your fame and wealth will grow, but also your power. You will be more important than any emperor, king, or monarch in Asia. I brought this for you. Doma smiled brightly, handing me a pot. I flinched away, to which Doma responded with a chuckle. Aw, don't be mean now. I thought you had manners. I do, but I don't accept gifts from demons. Even less if said creatures work directly under Muzan's hand. I said with a glare, But this pot was made for you, Doma insisted, his smile never faltering even for a second. These golden and favorite colored trees and your favorite flowers were carved and painted with care. Kyoku certainly took a lot of time to make the perfect pot for you. He spent months and a half because Muzan kept trying to murder him. What a waste of time. I sighed with defeat, grabbing the pot and setting it aside my bed. Nonetheless, as a woman of manners, I guess I accept this gift. Yahoo! Thank you. Doma cheered, about to hug me, but his arms soon burnt away. He laughed wholeheartedly, bringing his now healed arms back to himself. I forgot that your divine power protected you from demons. If there is a demon inside this pot, there will be courting ceremonies no more, I threatened coldly. I could not be courted by a mountain of ashes after all. I suspectly made a sculpture just for you, Kyoko claimed proudly. Out of the pot of a sculpture appeared. There was hundreds of demons and humans' arms dangling from threads of thin hair strands. In the center of them, all the hands, was the corpse of a woman restrained proudly. Her face was peeled off, and a pair of hands poorly covered the woman's faceless features. Thus, hands were stuck to the face by needles. Behind her, with arms and hands as support, and the fingers as feathers. Great wings hung, not only the strong, awful smell of rotting flesh, but the sight of maggots, but also the sculpture itself had enough to make you want to throw up. These women resemble you. Your face has been torn off because, bear with me, she wasn't as fair as you. She is covering her face because your face is not one that cannot witness without being divine to madness. Her feet were cut off because, bear with me, I ran out of arms, hands, and fingers, and because this is a reference to the 6 wings that an angel has, 2 that cover the face, 2 that cover the feet, and 2 that are used for flying. These hands don't touch you, but hover around you represents human and demons alike, a metaphor for what beauty you represent. The woman who is unreachable yet approachable. You can never have her, but at the same time you can't. I still call it I'm gonna butcher this name, the Benza Yotokamati Yoto, or unreachable beauty. The name is Italian, which represents, Leonardo da Vinci's place as he was born, Italy. Greetings, the short-haired woman said, bowing. Hello, I replied with dread. So you are Yin Hanuo? She asked. I nodded. You are more beautiful than I thought. Thank you, I said. Are you, perhaps, Karo Chosakai? Indeed I am. She nodded with a smile. I am flattered you still remember me after so many years. How have you been doing? I believed you are married to my brother by now, I asked, taking a small conversation. Kuro seemed to be rather sad and down after my question. He suddenly stopped contacting me about 1.5 years ago, Kuro said. I waited for him to call or reply to my letters, but there were no signs of him. That is why I'm here to see if anything is all right, if the courting ceremonies are still up. I believe you did nothing wrong, and whatever happens neglectedly is certainly not your fault, I assured with a determined expression. Kuro smiled softly, yet her eyes were saddened. She handed me a rose. If you ever see your brother, please give this to him. Kuro request. I know how much he likes red roses. Please let him know that I still love him and that I miss him. I know you two aren't in the best of terms, and it's all right, but nonetheless, I will. Thank you. Thank you so much, dearie. I was happy already, with the man I wanted to spend my rest of my life with, for eternal life with. There was nothing else I could ask for. Everything was so wonderful, but my words were silenced by a frustrated sigh I let out. It matters not if you are a good listener. What does a cold-blooded servant of Muzan like you know about love? I once lived something close to what you experienced, Doma smiled. See, we are more alike than you think. Well, I guess. How was it? If it's not a bother to ask. Of course. Not at all. This woman was kind, pretty, and simply amazingly lovely, like you. I saw Hanuo Dono going through the North Hall, Uzui exclaimed, faking the voice of one of the soldiers who was now dead. Tanjiro and the others silently watched, and a enraged boy looked around the hall. Come on, come on, Tanjiro muttered, glancing daggers at Tatsuya. I know you will fall for it. Tatsuya soon kicked to the only door in the hallway that was. Got him, Tanjiro cheered slightly. Oh, dear sister. Tatsuya said in a sing-song yet calm manner, although his scary and insane eyes spoke otherwise. Show your nasty pig face, you coward bitch. The only nasty pig here is you, Zenitsu yelled angrily as he tried to cut Tatsuya's head off. Somehow the boy dodged the blade and managed to unsheathe the sword. Zenitsu seemed to have lost the oh-so-few resemblance of his sanity. His fuming yet lovesick eyes were enough to proof already. Don't move. I don't want to waste my energy on a shit like you. Still mad at me? Tatsuya sneered. You knew you never stood a chance. It was either the rich womanizer or the redhead Blood spilled in front of Tatsuya. The boy said, eyes wide and surprised. His fingers were cut off. I know Yin-chan loves me. Maybe not the way I want, but she does, Zenitsu said behind Tatsuya, before darkening his voice and aiming his sharp sword towards Tatsuya's neck. If you're going to get away with that, then you better off be dead. Tatsuya suddenly kicked Zenitsu away in a shift move. The blonde ran straight towards Tatsuya, ready to slice his stomach open. Tatsuya picked up his own sword, even if his hands were bleeding and hurt like hell. Zenitsu blocked his attack. Impressive, Zenitsu hummed, more smirking wickedly. For a pathetic fuck like you? Of course. Tatsuya tried to kick Zenitsu once again, but the honey-eyed leapt to Tatsuya's back and used the guy's katana to impale him. Tatsuya began to struggle for air as he waltzed around the room with urge. Get off me! Tatsuya harshly slammed against the wall in attempts of kicking the boy off him. Tatsuya finally stopped struggling and slowly ceased his movement and falling face first onto the floor. Are you okay? Tanjiro asked, watching the blonde boy wheeze and pant. I'll be okay. You guys hurry, Zenitsu said through ragged breaths. Inosuke flipped Tatsuya's body so it was now looking as if the ceiling. He looked at Tatsuya's lifeless eyes and pale face before kicking the boy's head until it cracked open loudly. The masked demon slayer seemed to be enjoying it quite much for the laughing and seemed to be pleased with every time he slammed his foot over Tatsuya's now scarred remains of his head. Stop it, you dumbass, Genya scoffed, pushing Zenitsu away from Tatsuya's corpse. Inosuke finished his, by spitting sourly at Tatsuya's corpse. And I thought Michiru was pathetic. Guys, we need to hurry, Uzui said. There are many guards coming our way. Kayaka, Inosuke breathed out. What? Genya looked at the masked boy. We can't leave without Kayaka. Inosuke looked defiantly. Seriously, right now? Zenitsu complained. Inosuke, right? Tanjiro nodded. We go find Kayaka. Go on without us. Zenitsu tissed. Fine. Yin, my dear daughter, I'm sorry for everything I did. I just wanted a champ and a better life. You think you can fool me? You are doing this just to leave this world without a regret and go to heaven without a problem. You unsheathed your sword and aimed it towards her neck. And I won't allow you to do so. There is no mercy but justice. I shall debate my final trial with flamboyant justice and elegance, for that has no been purpose at all alongside it. You heard countless whispers, kill her, and what she brought to herself. Cut that pain, kill her, slice her head off, make her scream, kill her painfully, kill her, kill her, kill her, kill her, kill her, kill her. At first, you were terrified, not seeing the only one you loved, but your friends drenched in blood and tied with madness. But later you realized they saved you. Like in those fantastical stories you read, defeated evil and rescued you. Tanjiro was the first one to run towards you. He was carrying Kayaka in one hand, wielding a sword in the other. You cried, smiling with hope and relief. The redhead boy kissed you lovingly and caressed your face. Let's leave this place. He smiled brightly, extending his hand at you. You looked at his hand, returning his gesture. Yes. Hey guys, if you're wondering what's the noise in the back, I'm dog sitting, so I have a cute little baby with me. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. This was the final. These chapters were short, so I just decided to put them all in together. I don't know why the story ended like this, but it is the author who made this, not me, so it's their decision. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye, lovelies. Mwah.